This is how you set up a multi-camera editing project in Premiere Pro. So I am going to use the girls basketball, January 14, 2025, first quarter as my example. So first, I want to create a new folder on my desktop with this name. So I'm going to click the name of the file, copy it, and right-click New Folder, and then just paste the name of the file and open the folder. So it's important on your laptops that you don't bring the full resolution files. They are too large to work with this project. So I have created what are called proxy files, which are smaller than regular files, and they're named proxy. They're in a proxy folder, and they are connected to this project. So when you open up your project folder, you will have a Premiere Pro project already created and the proxies. So what you want to do is copy and paste the proxy folder and girls basketball project file into your new folder. We do not want the full resolution files. You can see they're huge, especially the 4K file. All right, then eject the hard drive. All right, the first thing that will happen is Premiere Pro will say, where are these files? You don't need them for this editing. You will need to reconnect them before you export, but for now, for the editing, offline all. Your first step is to create a sequence that is HD size. So Control N will get you the new sequence. You want to name it the same name as your project. So girls lacrosse, the date, third quarter, and it needs to be HD, 1080p. Okay, now you have the size of the file. If you go up to sequence settings, you will see right here that it is an HD size file, okay? But you have linked to your file 4K size files. So you want to keep the existing settings because you want the HD file, but then you also must change the scale so that it looks correct. So up here in the properties, change the scale to 50. You see how now you can see the entire screen that was recorded? You can zoom in later to get a good shot by clicking and holding down and moving it. You can move it around like this. So she's about to catch the ball. It looks blurry because we're using proxy files. However, once you reconnect to the 4K files, it will not look blurry. Here I have the three files are lined up. I have the three files over here, and I have a sequence that's that's labeled the same as the project. Everything needs to be very clear. The date, the sport, who's playing, and which quarter or which section it is. When you look down here at the audio files, you can see that it's not lined up. The audio files have different waveforms, and what we need to do is line them up. So the way you do that is go to the beginning, and you want to mute these, and I'm going to go forward. You can kind of see they're about ready to start, right about there. I'm looking at this, and I'm listening to this, and as I do that, I'm listening for that very first whistle. All right, there was the first whistle. I need to find the very first peep of it, and I'm going to put a marker in that file. That's where the first peep is. Now I'm going to turn this off, turn this on so it's unmuted for this one. Not looking at this. Now we're going to put the marker in the second file. There's that first peep. and I'm going to type M for marker, and now these two I can line up. So now I am ready to start the multi-camera setup. You can see the audio is lined up. I need to select the track on the side so I can cut all the way through with Control K. And I am going to just delete, backspace, and click here, backspace. And now I'm ready to start editing. The first step for multi-camera setup is to select all the tracks, right click, and nest. We want to create a nest. You need to label your nests. I'm going to paste in that, and I'm going to type nest. All right, now I'm ready to set up multi-camera. Right click again, multi-camera, enable. You will need a button for this. So click on button editor, and it's this toggle multi-camera view. And you want to drag it down to your button, and then as you click on it, you get the multi-camera editor. All you need to do now is play. You can make your window bigger so you can see it better. All you need to do now is play the best shot. So I think this one might be the best one to start with. So I'm going to push play, and just watch it. All right, here it goes. As I watch the shots go by, I look for the best angle, and I click on that angle. The outline turns red, so showing that it's recording, and I click from best shot to best shot. Good D going on. Yay! So I'm just going to stop. And when I stop, when you look down here, you can see that all my edits, the clicks that I did on each camera, show up down here. And I want to move this edit. There is, over here in the tool bar, the rolling edit tool, which is underneath this one, rolling edit. And it looks like this. You can't use it until you're right over an edit. It changes. And then you hold it down and it just changes where that edit point happens. All right. When you have a good play, like this steel is a good play, I'm going to put a marker in the timeline for my highlight reel. Go all the way through, switching cameras, and then you want to duplicate your sequence. So here is my sequence. I want to duplicate it and call it highlights because I don't want to destroy my edits that I've already done. I want to create a highlights reel as well.